Well, so I have to tell you that I have received, or not received, I think that many women throughout my life have come to my life, and I've seen a pattern in them that I went through, and sometimes I still go through it. And I'm still in the process of not falling for it or not falling into doing this. But for some reason, many women end up in the Jesus syndrome type of thing. And what I mean with that is, even yesterday, I was talking to a friend of mine. She is such an amazing woman, beautiful inside and out. And she has a heart for her sister, for example, in this case with her. And she wants to help her sister so much in doing everything, in helping her every single time something happens to her sister. And I'm talking about already an adult. But every time something happens to her sister, she wants to come and fix it for her and do it for her. And she has this responsibility, I guess, to fix her life and for her sister not to suffer. So she called me crying, and we were processing the information I was helping her to process. And I had reminded her of a question that she had asked me, and she was telling me, I don't know why my sister is stuck in life. And I told her, your sister has two issues that are holding her back. And those two issues have a name. One, I said the name of the boyfriend of the sister. And two, I said my friend's name. And when I was sharing about the boyfriend, is many women fall for like, oh, he's cute, or he makes me feel good, or he told me I was pretty, so that's going to be my boyfriend. And it shouldn't be like that. I'm not going to get into that topic right now because that should be for another time. But I'm going to go into my friend, the one that is holding back her sister and feeling responsible for her. And I explained to her that throughout life, from childhood, we shouldn't fix our children's problems. We shouldn't fix our friends' problems. We shouldn't fix nobody's problems. I am 100% guilty. I have done it many times. But this is the journey of learning what to do and what not to do. It is extremely important, of course, and we've been talking about community. I always talk about community, that you do find your community. You find your people that are going to give you the truth with love and are going to lift your hands up when you can't anymore and are going to wipe your tears when you run out of tissues. You do need that community. However, that community should be to help, but not to fix. Because the problem happens that when we have issues, when we have problems, when we are in one of our lowest times of our lives, that's where really when we start finding our purpose, when we learn so many things, when we learn the abilities and the capabilities that we have, and we actually become someone better. Or there are so many things that we can learn from the valleys versus the mountains. Everybody wants to be in the mountaintop, but not everybody wants to walk through the valley, look at the little flowers and the journey and enjoy, not necessarily the pain, but be excited for what you're learning, be excited for what's to come. One of the things that a lot of people talk about is, let's say at the gym, of course you are going through pain every single time that you're lifting weights, but you don't go to the gym because you're looking forward to the pain. You go to the gym because there's something after the pain that you already know that it's going to happen, whether it's, your goal is wanting to lose weight or wanting to be fit or wanting to look toned, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody has a different goal. But again, you don't go through the valley because of the pain. You go through the valley because you know that the only way for you to get to the mountaintop is to go through the valley and start walking and learning whatever you need to learn to get to the mountaintop. And if you think about it, kind of like a CEO. Like, what is a CEO going to know about what it is to take a phone call from that company or go through the 8 to 5 Monday to Friday, things to that extent? Like, you really have to see what are the things that need to be learned in there. Now, going back to the Jesus syndrome and why many women, including myself, I have gone through that, and why we feel like that is because I have gone through many valleys, a lot of valleys with a lot of floods. But when we encounter a friend, a person that is going through something similar or the same, for some reason, we feel like we want to help them. And we're like, I know exactly how you feel. And let me teach you and let me show you and let me hold your hand and let me walk through that valley with you. Because if I can teach you, you can walk way faster or get out faster or learn things way faster than I did, for example. And that's a great thing to do because that's one of our purposes in life, to learn and to teach others, to go through the pain and to give our pain a purpose, right? And that's one of our joys in life. However, again, I am 100% guilty of doing this many times. When we stop, or when we cross, I should say, the line from helping a friend to fixing the friend or their problem. And that's where the friend is like, I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to chill for a little bit. And then my friend is going to fix it for me because she knows how to fix it. And that is a problem because after maybe a long time, then let's say I am the one that is fixing the problem for my friend. I end up stopping or not fixing my own issues or paying attention to my own goals or my family or my time. I start doing things that are not necessarily aligned to my goals or my purpose. So we start living and fixing a life that is not even ours to fix. We get to help. We get to show them. We get to give them the tools. But once we start fixing it for them, they don't learn. They don't learn the lesson that they were supposed to learn. They don't learn how to fix their own problems. So they're always going to rely on you and they become dependent on you. And I even asked my friend yesterday this. I said, God forbid, but what's going to happen when your sister is like 50? Have you thought about that? Like, God forbid, something happens to you today. What's going to happen to your sister? Because you're always fixing her problems. Like, you don't even let her breathe because you want to breathe for her. And that's not good. So we really need to think about how much we're helping or really put that line or draw that line where we are the helpers versus the enablers, or the guides versus the fixers, you know? So this is kind of an invitation for everybody to think about what we're doing with our friends, what we're doing with our family, what we're doing even with our children. And in that conversation yesterday, I told her, when my daughter was little, and I taught her this from an early age, tip for parenting. She would ask me something very, basic, like, Mom, can I have candy? And I just never answered. I never gave her the answer, I should say. My answer was a question. So if she would ask me, Mom, can I have some candy? I would ask her, what do you think? That was usually my answer. What do you think? And from an early age, I helped her to think, what is the good? What is the bad? Why yes and why no? So if she would say, well, yeah, I can have some candy, I would be like, why do you think that? Or what's going to happen if you do eat the candy? And even if whether she would tell me the right answer or the wrong answer, I would answer the same way. I would be like, why do you think that? Why? Because I wanted for her to think even more. And that's just critical thinking. And the reason why I'm saying tip for parents is because your children are not always going to be there. And then we wonder why our children are making the wrong decisions when we're not present. And it's because every time they ask you something, you give them the answer. So if every time they tell you, Mom, can I wear this? Can I eat this? Should I go? Should I do? Should I take a shower? That's great that your children are actually coming to you to ask you. Why am I talking about parenting again? That they are asking you for advice, that they are asking you questions, that they are coming to you. That's great. But a parent guides, a parent mentors, a parent shows them, right? So the parent doesn't do things for them. So that's really what we're talking about. So when your child asks you something, don't give them the answer. Don't be like, yes, I told you yes, or no, I told you no. And then they're like, why? And you're like, because I said so, or because I'm your mom, or because I'm your dad, or because I told you already 3 times. That's not an answer. You know what I mean? So you have to help them think for their own. You have to guide them in that process of them thinking and of becoming independent. Now, that doesn't mean that a 3-year-old should be independent. No, but little by little, every single year, you have to see, okay, what age is my child? And they have to gain a little bit of independence. Like there has to be a time where you stop feeding them, spoon feeding them. There has to be a time when you stop taking them to the bathroom and cleaning them up. There has to be a point when you stop taking them to the shower and bathing them. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be necessarily at 3 years old. Again, you as a parent, you have the job to learn, okay, this is when my child needs to learn independency from XYZ. And little by little, every year, you don't do it all at once. You do it little by little. And teaching them independence doesn't mean, well, you figure it out. No, you have to teach them. You have to show them. You have to practice repetition over and over again. Some things may take a day. Some things may take 6 months. Some things may take 3 years. I don't know. Whatever it may be, you have to figure that out. But as women, we want to fix everything for everybody. And I think that is taking me to the thought of a lot of women today are so burned out in their home because they do everything at home. Nowadays, most women are working moms. And if for some reason they stay home, they're working from home on top of taking care of the kids, picking them up, dropping them off, going to the grocery store, cooking, not me, but cooking, cleaning the house. I mean, everything, doing dishes, all that stuff. And so there you go. You have a burned woman that is not living her purpose, that is not living purposefully, and is just completely burned out, upset all the time, frustrated, irritated. If somebody tells her, how are you doing? Good. Why? What do you need? It's because we find women that are burned out. I'm there. I was there. I've been there. So that's why I can say it. But when it comes down to even cleaning something or cleaning the dishes, this is one of my weaknesses. I hate that people clean the dishes in my house. I don't care. They can do everything else, but cleaning the dishes for some reason, I just want to do it myself. Anyway, but when I can't, when I don't have time, I should be able to give up that control and be like, baby, can you help clean the dishes? Not help me clean the dishes, because that sounds like it's my house and you do what I say in my house. And it's not necessarily like that. Our first community is our family. Our first community is our home. That's the place where we live. So we all have to learn. I don't like the word chores, to be honest with you. I like more, hey, we all live here. Let's all, at the same time, all day long, every day, look for opportunities to make this place a better place, a place where we all enjoy. So if you're walking by the living room and you see, I don't know, the pillow in the couch is not correctly put, it doesn't cost you anything. Just fix it. But when you do it, your children are going to learn from it. So just release some of the control, release some of it, and stop feeling like you are the Jesus syndrome for your family, and for your friends. Yes, when you don't fix life for them, there are so many things that may happen that go wrong. But from those things that happen that go wrong, that's where they're going to learn from and grow from. And that's an amazing thing, because that could be a part of their purpose, and that's the way they're going to be able to learn it. So to conclude, just check yourself. Just check yourself when and if you have that Jesus syndrome or that savior syndrome of wanting to fix things for everybody, or if you feel like you have the responsibility to fix it for everybody or to do things for everybody, and you're like, I don't have time to even live my life because I'm living everybody else's life. That's something that you chose to do. So let's check. Let's see what we can do. And I'm telling you this with a lot of love. Let's see what we can do, what we can give responsibilities to somebody else, and to talk with our friends and be like, hey, I love you, but I need to take care of this. Let me know how I can help you with this. And when I have time, I'll be happy to help you with it. So there's a lot of things that you can do. I would love for you to comment below and say, hey, what about this situation? Or what can I say if I have this and this going on? But anyway, just wanted to give you that. Love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I can't wait to see more from you guys and just to give you more ideas to get ahead in life.